This is my iPad setup for 2025. Hi everyone, welcome back. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing with you my iPad setup. So that is basically how I've set up my iPad in terms of app icons, widgets, focus modes, all that. And also going to be sharing with you just some of my favorite apps to use on iPad. The iPad to me is still sometimes a really awkward device, even as someone who uses it almost daily. But the majority of my time spent on iPad is usually in my digital planner and GoodNotes. I don't use it all that much other than that. But there are a few things here and there that I still do on my iPad. So I'm going to be sharing with you all those little scenarios so that if you also feel like the iPad is an awkward device for you to use, you don't really know what to use it for, maybe this could give you just some ideas of apps and things and just how you can set up your iPad to maybe work better for you. So yeah, let's get into my iPad setup for 2025. So to start with my iPad setup, I'm first just going to quickly share like the accessories that I have on my iPad at the moment. These change out quite frequently. What I have currently on here is all from Elogo, so they have quite a few iPad accessories and things that I really love. This is their magnetic folio case. What I like about this is the fact that I can take off this front cover. It attaches magnetically, so then I can just take this off, and now I only have the back cover on here. So that is just, I think, a really nice touch. And as for my Apple Pencil sleeve that I have here, this is also from Elogo. This is their classic pencil case, I believe that's what it's called. So I really like this. They have a few colors in this. I would love to also get like the pink one, which is really cute. This is just like the classic one. But yeah, I do have a code with them, which is Kayla10. They're not sponsoring this at all, by the way. I just always have a code with them. So if you ever are looking to get something from their site, my code is Kayla10. I'll have it on the screen as well. As for my screen protector of choice, I have on here the paper-like screen protector, which I will also have linked down below for you guys if you're interested. This is actually my first time trying out a paper-like screen protector, and so far what I really like about it is the fact that it gives you the paper-like texture that you're looking for, but it doesn't affect like the screen quality that much. Obviously with any type of paper feel screen protector, you're gonna get some graininess, but it's really minimal. So that's what I've been really liking about the paper-like screen protector particularly. So yeah, I will have all these things linked in the description, and also my Amazon storefront with just a bunch of iPad accessories that I've gathered that I really like to use if you're interested in getting any of those. So now we're at my homepage, which is my main space for my apps and everything. As you can see, I have a collection of widgets here at the side. And then we just have all of my apps. The app icons that you will be seeing here are very similar to just like the original app icons of the apps. It's an app icon pack that I actually designed myself. I will have a link in the description if you're looking to get it. It's completely free, available on my website. There are not a ton of apps on there, but a lot of apps that you might be looking for a custom app icon are on there. So yeah, I will have that linked in the description box below for you guys to go check out. But yeah, so we're going to be starting off with just the widgets that I have here. So the first app recommendation I already have is a widget app, which is the iScreen app, which I use on my iPhone and on my iPad. I really like the widgets that are available there. I do have the premium option, but there are a lot of free widgets as well. So the clock widget that I have here is actually from iScreen. It is their iOS 17 clock. It's fairly similar to the standby mode clock that you have available on iPhone when your phone is in standby mode. So that's kind of where they drew their inspiration from, but I really like the look of it. And I just made the colors so that it kind of matched with my wallpaper that I have here. Speaking of the wallpaper, this is from Good Monday's Paper. I have these again on my iPhone as well. The setup on my iPad is fairly similar to the one on my iPhone. They kind of match. But yeah, this is the original wallpaper that you can get from their site. But I did edit this in Procreate to remove the text and just add in the flowers all over, and I use that as the home screen wallpaper. Sadly, I cannot share this because it's not my artwork, but I will have the link for this wallpaper in the description if you're looking to get this yourself. I'll just show you what I did in Procreate. Here you can see I just cut out a bunch of the flowers and put them over where the text was, and also I covered up the text with a bunch of different screenshots of this color of the background because it has a grain effect, so you can't just copy and paste and resize. You kind of have to be a bit careful with how you're placing it, otherwise it might look like a weird blob in the middle. But yeah, that is how I edit the wallpapers to remove the text and just have the flowers all over, if you're interested in doing that yourself. So that's my wallpapers and my first widget. Then I have here a focus switcher, which will allow me to switch to my different focus modes. I will get into this a bit later. I do have a whole video where I go into depth about setting up my iPhone, where I showed how I set up my focus switcher as well. So if you want a dedicated video, let me know. But yeah, so I have a focus switcher that switches to focus modes. Then the other widgets I have here, one is from Notion, my Life Hub, which is just my main page in Notion. I have a whole video going into my 2025 Notion setup if you want to check that out. But this is what my Notion looks like. Then we have here a photo widget, which is actually iScreen. On iScreen, I just added in a photo widget and added in this image that looks like a reminders widget, but I just customize it myself, so it's not an actual reminders widget. And I have that in a stack with an actual reminders widget, just because sometimes I want like just a decorative pretty widget, and sometimes I want to be able to see what's on my to-do list for the day. So I just have my to-do list for reminders there. But yeah, if this is either empty or I just don't want it to be on my screen, I just swipe it away, and then I have like a decorative reminder widget. I have a download link for this type of photo widget that I will have linked in the description, that I made available when I showed this on my phone. So it's basically just like a blank decorative reminder widget, and then you can, in your app of choice like Canva or whatever app you use to add text over photos, you can add in your own little reminders and then set that as a decorative widget yourself. So I'll also have that link in the description if you want to kind of get this look yourself, but with your own set of reminders. And then lastly, I have my calendar widget here, which is just Apple Calendar. I have like a dedicated video going over my productivity system. In there I shared like I use Apple Calendar, but I have my Google Calendar account linked to Apple Calendar just because I prefer the overall UI of Apple Calendar and the fact that I have a dedicated app on my Mac for Apple Calendar. So yeah, this is what I use every single day to plan out videos and things like that. So the apps that I've mentioned already are also on my list of favorite apps for iPad. So that would be Apple Calendar, the Reminders app. Just to show you, this is kind of how I have reminders set up. So I have my most used lists pinned here at the top. So I have my to-do list. I have like a grocery list that I use all the time if I ever need to go grocery shopping or anything. And then I have my meal planning list, which is listed for Monday to Sunday. And then lunch and dinner. Sometimes I'll plan out lunch, but mostly it's for planning dinners. So from here, I make a meal plan and then I go over and write anything that I need to buy for that in my grocery list. For my to-do list here, I have a few sections. So I have like the today view. I have this week, I have all my weekly short form content that I've been planning, so I just know everything that I want to post that week and need to film, and then to edit, to film, and then weekly goals. So I just have that all set up here in a Kanban board layout in reminders. So those are some of my other favorite apps. All the other apps that I have here on my home screen are apps that I also frequently use, and some of them are also my favorite apps. So first I have YouTube, and then I have YouTube Studio, which I use for just replying to comments and seeing analytics from my YouTube videos and all that. Then we have Notion, so I have that here and also in my widget here. Then my probably, like I already said, most used app on iPad is GoodNotes. I have a few different documents and things in GoodNotes. So the most used one is my digital planner that I have. So here I can write out my to-do list, plan my month, and also like do weekly planning and things like that. I also love to use my reading journal in GoodNotes as well. This is from Paper and Roses. I will have all my digital journals that I'm mentioning linked below. But yeah, this is just my reading journal where I keep track of all the books that I've read, also my thoughts on those books. So there's like a summary section, a book review, and also just some information about the books if I want to write anything down. So yeah, I definitely use GoodNotes the most, probably like 80 to 90% of the time on iPad. Then the next app I want to cover, which is also one of my favorite apps that I always recommend when I can, is Arc Browser. This is a web browser that I don't even know how to explain. It's just so cute. This is just the iPad app. The iPad and iPhone apps, they work well and they do what they need to do. But where my love for this app really lies is on my computer. It has a way of organizing all your web browsing needs So here you will see just a quick little example. So on your computer, you can set this up more easily. These are all the things that I have on my computer that I can just also view on my iPad. So you have different sections. So this is work, and I have all my pinned tabs and all the open tabs that I also have available. That is on my computer. Then I have my personal section, which I just have some pinned tabs and things. And then we have entertainment. But overall, I really just love the overall usability of Arc browser. The way it's designed, the UI is really nice. Also, for the longest time, I was a Safari user, but not all Chrome extensions are available on Safari as well. And also, I don't really love the overall use of Chrome. So this kind of combined the best of both worlds, where it had like a similar UI to Safari, and I just like the overall design of this UI more. And you can also use Chrome extensions on Arc browser. I really love this browser. So if you're looking for a new web browser, which I know sounds kind of dumb because it's just like, it's a web browser, what's so special about it? If you're someone who uses it a lot, I highly recommend checking out Arc browser. Then we have reminders, which I've already covered. Procreate is one of my favorite creativity apps. You already saw what I did with like wallpapers, but it's just one of the best drawing apps that you will have. I don't draw that much anymore on iPad. I did a few years back draw a lot more, but if I'm ever looking to draw something, do some lettering for maybe my digital planners, or maybe plan out some stickers and things for a sticker pack that I want to design, then I use Procreate. So yeah, Procreate is a great app, especially if you're any type of artist. Then we just have Netflix on here. I have Pinterest, which is also one of my favorite apps. I just love Pinterest because it feels like such a no pressure app. It's just a nice place to gather any inspiration. I also love to use Pinterest when I'm making my vision boards for my digital planners. It's just such a nice and just casual app. Then Spark is an app that I use very often. This is my email app of choice because I can have all of my email addresses on there. I love the overall, again, UI, user interface is really important when it comes to an app. So I just really like the overall layout. I have this on all my devices as well. Then we have just the camera app and also the Bible app on here. This is just the YouVersion Bible app, which I also have on here. So if I'm ever doing some Bible journaling or anything, I have that on here as well. So this is my main page, which I also call the live page. So this is when no focus modes are turned on. This is just my default home screen. In my dock here, you will also see 3 apps that are always here, which is the Files app, the Photos app, and Settings. I just find myself reaching for those apps very often. Then I'm gonna move on to my focus modes, which also changes my widget layouts kind of, and also the apps that are on there. So the first one I have is my reading focus. So let's go ahead and switch to that. So as you can see, this is fairly similar to the layout that I have on my main home screen. I have the same type of widgets and also kind of the same layout with the widgets. So I have my time widget, which is also from iScreen, just matching this wallpaper. I have my focus switcher. I have my 2 smaller widgets and then 1 big widget again. So yeah, like I said, this is my reading focus. The wallpaper is also, again, from that same pack of wallpapers that I previously mentioned. I also did the same thing with it, basically cutting out the flowers to cover up the lettering and then use that as my home screen wallpaper. For my reading focus, the widgets that I have here are my also a Notion page, but this is to my book tracker in Notion, so I can just see all the books that I'm currently reading and also all the books that I have read. They're all here in a database in Notion. I also have a Kindle widget here, which just shows me my current read in Kindle, and also I have here a verse of the day widget for the Bible app. So this is all just encompassing reading and anything that goes along with that. So the apps that I have here are Kindle, so it's kind of like the same thing as that widget. I also have the Goodreads app here as well. I have the Libby app. If you don't know what Libby is, it's basically a way that you can borrow books from your library, but it's ebooks. And if you're in, I believe it's only in the US, you can also send your Libby books to your Kindle to read them on your Kindle device. But yeah, you're taking them out from Libby. I don't have that available in South Africa, but luckily my books devices, which allows you to download third-party apps, also supports having the Libby app, so I can just use that. But yeah, anyway, Libby is a great app if you don't want to spend money on books and you have a library card, or I just recommend getting a library card. Then you can take out books from your library in an ebook form, which is really nice. Then I just have a link to my reading journal in GoodNotes, so I just can quickly go to that. And then lastly, I also again have my Bible app on here as well. So that is my reading focus. And then next up we have my work focus. Again, widget layout is similar, and also the wallpapers are from the same wallpaper pack. It's just the different color. For my work focus, I have a lot more creative apps and things that I use for my work. So for the widgets that we have here is again a Notion page, but it's just a link to my content manager, which is where I plan out and script all of my YouTube videos and my short form videos if I need to plan any short form videos. I also have here this structured app, which is actually a time blocking productivity app, which is also a really great app. I just don't find myself using that a lot, but if I need to and I have time blocked certain tasks, it will appear here. Here you can see an example of what a day planned out in the structured app looks like. I really like how the app presents all your tasks, especially also the widgets. So basically this little icon with the color and everything will be shown in this widget that you've set. Then also I again just have my calendar widget just because it's nice to see what videos I'm currently working on. And then for the apps that I have here, I have YouTube Studio, Notion, GoodNotes, Google Drive. A lot of my files and things that I make for you guys, like sticker packs and things, I save in Google Drive. I also have my Spark Mail, Procreate if I'm designing anything. Then another great creativity app for iPad is Canva. I use this all the time, and whether I'm designing Instagram stories or just promotional things for a YouTube video or products that I'm launching or my media kits and invoices and things, I do all of that in Canva. Then again, we have the structured app, which is just this widgets app. Then we have Photoshop, which I use on my computer mostly, but it's nice if I need to reference anything on my iPad. I also have Adobe Illustrator, which can sometimes be really nice to use with the Apple Pencil if I need to draw something in vector form on Adobe Illustrator. Then Lightroom is for editing photos. Acrobat is my PDF reader of choice. Then we have Final Cut Pro, which I don't actually use because I don't pay for it on iPad. It's just kind of a waste because I don't really edit all that much on iPad. I also have LumaFusion here, which is a great video editor for iPad. This is what I used for years before I switched to Final Cut on my Mac. So this is just a really great video editor if you're looking for something. I don't believe they have a subscription fee. I think it's like a one-time purchase, but it has some very powerful tools and I think it's really worth learning how to use it. So yeah, it's available on iPad and iPhone. So if you're an iPhone editor, you can also use LumaFusion. Then we just have iMovie here, and then again we have Arc Browser. So those are all the apps in my work focus, and now back to my life, which basically just turns off all my focus modes. Another app that I just want to quickly share with you, which is really dumb, but it's just like a really relaxing app that I like, is this Disney coloring game. Now, the reason I like this is because it's free. It's on Apple Arcade, so it's technically not free, but it's included in my Apple One subscription. It is 100% marketed to kids, but it's just such a satisfying coloring in app. It's really cute because you're coloring in Disney characters. They have so many different types of things. I also sometimes give my niece this app to color in on my iPad. So yeah, it's just a nice app. I find it therapeutic to color on here. Just every now and then, usually like if I'm watching a movie and I'm just in the mood to color in. So that's just to share with you if you're interested in getting something like that. Also, if you're interested in another game, I don't actually play this on my iPad. I mostly play this on my iPhone, but I mean, you can download it on your iPad as well. It's this game right here called Crossword Master. I absolutely love it. It's not like a hard crossword app, it's just really fun. So if you're looking for some more games that are available on your iPad, I really love that one as well. It makes you think a bit more, but it's just a really nice crossword app. So yeah, that is how I've set up my iPad, all my apps, focus modes, widgets, all that. The apps that I focused on more in this video are just the ones that I probably use the most and would recommend the most to you. So that's how I set up my iPad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's anything in this video that you want like a dedicated video for, whether it is my focus modes or app icons or things like that. Definitely leave any suggestions in the comments down below. I would love to help you guys out. And also, if you want to see more videos from me, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.